Tennis fans have been enjoying some terrific play lately, and it feels like the sport is as competitive as it's ever been. Not everything should be about the current moment, though. It's actually pretty important to honor the history of the game, and that's exactly what the ITF did for Lleyton Hewitts. Get this, the tennis world went crazy over the Aussie legend's induction into the Hall of Fame. Here's what you need to know. Firstly, it was a pretty emotional moment for Hewitts. The 41-year-old had been looking forward to the ceremony for a while, and he definitely made the most of it. The induction ceremony occurred on the 16th of July in Newport, Rhode Island, right here in the USA. What's more, the former tennis star invited tons of friends and family to the event. In fact, his speech was all about thanking them for their support over the years. He got most emotional when addressing his immediate family, including his parents, his wife Beck, and his 3 kids, Mia, Cruz, and Ava. He went on to note that the thing he missed most about his career was the time he spent with his family while traveling around the world. Apparently, that was a special time for the whole household, and it looks like no one in the Hewitts clan has gotten over all the adventures they went on together. The whole thing took place right after the semi-finals for the Hall of Fame opened, and we can't imagine a better place for Hewitts to get recognized for his career. He actually won his first ever ATP grass court match at Newport all the way back in 1998. Back then, he was just a teenager trying to make his mark in the world of tennis, and he definitely looks back on that time fondly. Hewitts even said in his speech that the venue was perfect for the occasion, and honestly, the whole thing has been a long time coming. Rusty mentioned in his speech that he never thought of the Hall of Fame as something that was really attainable. He always saw it as far outside his grasp because all his tennis idols and heroes were in it, and a big part of that feeling has to be due to the amount of time it's taken for Hewitts to finally get recognized. Seriously, this ceremony has been in the works for years at this point. The man first started thinking about a possible Hall of Fame induction back in 2014 when he won his final ATP title in Newport. Some fans came over and told him they were looking forward to seeing him in the Hall of Fame, and that's when he first realized it was even a possibility. It was going to be a while before he'd get the nomination call, though, and the pandemic pushed things even further. Get this, Lleyton was actually nominated for the induction all the way back in 2021. That's right, he's part of the Hall of Fame class from last year, but he wasn't able to make his way to Newport because of travel restrictions. COVID made him wait a whole year for the ceremony, but Hewitts says the delay was worth it. Apparently, it gave him enough time to think of the right words to say. We can definitely relate to that, but it's a relief to know that things turned out okay in the end. What's more, it gave the retired legend a pretty sweet moment of reflection. There weren't any nominations for the Hall of Fame in 2022, so Hewitts got the stage all to himself. It was a really touching moment because he got the chance to thank all the people who've enabled his career. He went over how his parents found him a tennis coach when he was just a kid and how that kick-started his journey. He also thanked John Newcomb and Tony Roche, who signed him up for the Davis Cup squad when he was just 15. Roche was actually in attendance at the event, and he had nothing but praise for Hewitts. According to the legend, he and Newcomb always knew the kid was talented enough to hit the big leagues, and it was an honor for them to coach him. We'd say their training paid off, too. Lleyton Rusty Hewitts might be the 34th Australian in the International Tennis Hall of Fame, but he's definitely one of the best players ever to emerge from down under. Fans will know that Hewitts has an incredible record on the court. Over his 18 years as a player, he won 616 matches and became the youngest #1 in Pepperstone ATP rankings history. He was just 20 when he reached that milestone in 2001, and he followed that up with 2 Grand Slam wins, the US Open in the same year and Wimbledon in 2003. He also played in 2 victorious Australian teams at the 1999 and 2003 editions of the Davis Cup. All in all, the man has had a pretty legendary career, and that's why fans were hyped to see him join the ranks of some all-time greats. His followers have actually kept up with his career for a while, and it's been pretty eventful. Hewitts is one of those players who played across different eras. He went up against older heroes like Andre Agassi and Pete Sampras, and was there for the rise of the Big Three. He even had a pretty healthy rivalry going with Federer. He's got some pretty famous fans, too. Just take Andy Murray, who's always been a big supporter. The Brit loves Lleyton's game so much that he's even named his dog Rusty to honor the legend. What's more, tons of Hall of Fame inductees were present at the ceremony, and Hewitts thanked them for being there. He was obviously honored to have his heroes there in attendance, and we're really happy he finally got this moment. The man has always given the game his all, dedicating himself to his fans and his country. He was Australia's captain for the 2016 Davis Cup, and he's been helping usher in the next generation of Aussie pros. That spirit is what fans love about him, and they were touched to hear his comments about his legacy. Hewitts mentioned that he was disappointed he never won the Australian Open, but that he would like to be remembered as a true competitor in the game. We'd say he achieved that and more. And now, let's go over some other news from the world of tennis. Firstly, it looks like Djokovic has gotten himself in trouble. We've got some pretty sad news for Novak fans. It looks like the Serb won't be making any professional appearances on the court next month. Djokovic just won his 21st Grand Slam by beating Nick Kyrgios at Wimbledon, but it looks like he's going to have to sit out for a while. The Canadian and U.S. governments have issued a mandate that requires all overseas travelers to be vaccinated against COVID-19 before entering either country. And since Djokovic has been a pretty vocal opponent of vaccines, that probably means he's not going to attend the U.S. and Canadian Opens. Canadian Health Minister Jean-Yves Duclos even singled him out by saying that the current world number 7 won't be getting an exemption. That was a reply to a ton of fans asking for Djokovic to attend the tournament. The man's still going strong at 35, so it's a shame we won't get to see him on the court in August. Let's hope this whole pandemic situation resolves itself soon. Secondly, a former U.S. tennis star says Medvedev will be back with a vengeance. The world number 1 wasn't allowed to play at Wimbledon because of the All England Club's Russian ban. And former American tennis player Leif Shiras thinks that's only going to motivate him to crush the competition at the U.S. Open. Medvedev won the tournament in 2021, and Shiras thinks he's going to nab the title again this year. That's because the Russian ban in England probably didn't sit well with him, and he's going to fight for his position on the international stage. We could definitely see that happening since the Russian is a natural at proving himself under pressure. He knocked out Djokovic in the final last year, and we wouldn't be surprised to see him win the trophy again this year. Let's see if he's still got it. Finally, Naomi Osaka is heading to San Jose. Osaka will take part in the Mubadala Silicon Valley Classic in California. This is the 24-year-old's first appearance since last May's French Open, and she's probably looking to make a comeback. Her exit at the Roland Garros was pretty disappointing for fans after all. What's more, the 4-time Grand Slam champion has agreed to take a wild card in a field that includes elite players like Wimbledon champion Elena Rybakina and current world number 5 Ons Jabeur. The tournament is where Osaka made her WTA main draw debut back in 2014, so it's pretty special for her. The event's director, Vicky Gunnarsson, has said she's delighted to have the player return, and things are set for a grand reunion. We'll find out just what's in store when the Mubadala Silicon Valley Classic commences on the 1st of August at San Jose University. That's a wrap for this video. What do you think of Lleyton Hewitts' big moment at Newport? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.